Now, page 4, the Republican story to tell on guns. It would be nice if the recoiling, wallflower, shrinking violet, spineless members of the Republican Party out of Washington, D.C. would speak up, speak out, and speak righteously about our precious right to keep and bear arms. It seems every time after one of these horrible mass killings, the Democrats kick into overdrive in their effort to wipe out the Second Amendment. But the GOP seems to go into hiding into the witness protection program, thus allowing the Democrats to control the narrative. A huge mistake. Republican leadership should lead on matters like this. What a concept. Get out in front of the cameras like this and explain to the ignorant masses why we have a Second Amendment. Yes, it's for personal protection, but protection from what? From whom? Bad guys? Sure, but that includes bad guys in government. The framers gave us the Second Amendment so that our society would never, ever devolve into the tyranny of Venezuela. Those socialists down there would not be able to get away with attacking liberty if the people of Venezuela possessed a mechanism to keep government at bay. In other words, they don't have guns. We do. And as somebody recently said to me, you can take my guns away when I run out of bullets. And that's exactly what the fascist left is targeting now, ammo. What California is doing to restrict sales of ammunition is now being suggested on the national level by the rabid, radical Democrat leadership. So where are the Republicans on this? Crickets. Worse, some in the GOP are embracing so-called national red flag laws that are not only a wholesale attack on the Second Amendment, but also the Fourth and the Fifth Amendments. Think about it. 3/10 of the Bill of Rights under assault by one law. Republicans, do not be afraid. Get out there and lead. Explain why these proposed laws are an attack on our precious and God-given rights. Tell the story of why the framers of the Constitution gave us Amendment number 2 and why it is our buffer between liberty and tyranny. There has got to be a robust, constitutionally based response to crazies like this guy, Jim McGovern, Democrat, Massachusetts.
America is the only developed country in the world where massacres like these happen on a regular basis.
Stop tape. That's just an utter lie. Now consider, first of all, the size of our population with 330 million people, more or less. That's an outright lie. It doesn't happen on a regular basis. For example, if you look at other countries, Finland, a much smaller country, about the size of California, less actually, it has a rate 2x the United States per 1 million people in terms of mass shooting. But you know what this guy doesn't want everybody to know? What does happen on a regular basis? And what does happen on a regular basis is God-loving, God-fearing, gun-toting Americans stopping bad guys with their guns. It happens every day in this country. It happens so often the mainstream media completely ignore it because it doesn't fit into their radical agenda, which is the same radical agenda as this guy. And so we don't hear about the case of the guy with the gun stopping the robber at the 7-Eleven. We don't hear about the case of the woman at home stopping the rapist because she happens to have a gun, a firearm. We don't hear about these good stories. Instead, we hear demagoguery from gentlemen like this guy. Roll tape.
It seems like any time a family member leaves home, we're left to wonder if we'll ever see them again.
Stop tape. So this is just total fear-mongering, right? Because we go out the door, he's suggesting that Americans are somehow afraid to go to the mall or to go about their average day, go to work. It's absolute nonsense. People in Oklahoma don't walk out the door in fear of being swept up by a tornado. In California, people don't leave their home thinking, oh, this could be the last day I ever come back here because there could be a massive earthquake. Or in Florida, because some sort of rogue hurricane could wipe them off the face of the earth. This is utter nonsense. But this is the modern Democrat Party. Fear-mongering. Want to instill fear in the American people in order to advance their radical socialist agenda. And this is why the Second Amendment is under assault constantly by these people, because they can't impose and inflict their radical socialist agenda on we the people as long as we do not resemble Venezuela. That is their goal. They want us to look like Venezuela. They would love it if the Second Amendment was completely wiped out of the Bill of Rights. That's the ultimate goal, little by little. Incrementalism, attack on the Second Amendment.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.